Hey everyone, this is Mr. Aslan. Crypto education is my passion, and welcome to another episode of Crypto Wisdom. In this video, I'm going to tell you how is it that I would do research, or how is it that a normal person who is now entering crypto or want to purchase a cryptocurrency token has to do a kind of a checklist before you go ahead and purchase the token. So this is just a checklist which I have made personally, and this is how I would follow. This is just the basics that I will cover in this video. If you require me to cover any specific topic in particular, that I can do it in detail in a separate video for you guys so that you can get to know more about it. Please do let me know on the comment section below, and hit the subscribe button and the like button if you like my content, guys. So let's start this video with the first and foremost point of where I would start my search. Now, as and when I get to know about any token out there, the first thing that I would do is visit their website. So once I visit their website is when you would get to know how much effort they would have put into building a website. If again there are certain exceptions, if the token is well established or probably is there from quite some time, say around a month or 2 months or so, there should have definitely been some amount of effort put into the particular website. Yes, certain exchanges do not want to go ahead and promote your token just because you just have one single page on the website, right? So it should be a proper, well designed website. It should be appealing. That's what they look for. And probably has to have all the basic information that is required for a token, be it the name clearly, be it where it is available, be it whether it's a Ethereum based or a Binance based coin or a token, and what is a contract address, what is a tokenomics, or what is a supply, what is the social handles. All these things are the basics that need to be there in the website, and that is something that I would definitely look out for. Now, when it comes to designing of a website, well, I have seen websites like the one that you're seeing right now in front of me, Jetstar, which are beautifully designed, and there are others which are well designed, yes, and there are others which are not at all appealing at all. But is it something that you have to be worried about? I would say it would be something that you will have to take as a caution, but not to be too worried about, because most of certain projects which we have seen, take for example Saitama, they did not have a pretty good looking website unless and until they've upgraded it to their own. They, yes, used a template, but that doesn't mean that it is a bad project. So that's just a check to understand how the details on the website are put out. What is the project all about? Are you able to figure out what the project is all about through the website? Because that's the first step in your research. You need to visit the website, and through the website you will have other details or links that you can actually go out for, especially the socials. Moving ahead to the Telegram and Discord or any other socials that they are part of. Now here, as you can see, this token specifically called Meals is available on Twitter and Telegram. If you take Jetstar for example, they're in Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, Reddit and Telegram. You take Archangel, they are also there in many of the other social channels. Likewise, you will have to just verify what is the social presence of the token. Now, you cannot expect every token to be there in every platform that is out there on the socials. The basic ones which I would definitely go ahead and vouch for would be Twitter and Telegram, Discord if possible. And once you go ahead and join the socials, the third thing that you will have to do is sit back, just observe how the community is, how the mods are, or how the developer is, if he or she is responding on the group. How is it that the interaction happens or occurs in the group? Is there toxicity? Are the questions welcomed? Or is the community just about throwing a lot of gifts? I have seen certain communities where all they do is just rant around, this token is going to the moon, this token is going to the stars and stuff like that, but nothing as a viable discussion as such happens. And any question that is put out by any of the community members is lost in all those walls of gifts that you can actually see. Once or twice or once in a while, it's absolutely fine. I understand there is time to celebrate and certain achievements or certain feats that the project achieves. It is good that we all celebrate together. Nonetheless, if you have a question that and you're new to the community, you must be welcomed and your question must be answered. If the answer is not given, at least they should redirect you to the place where you can find an answer yourself, be it the pinned messages, be it the white paper if available, and or be it the website or any certain link that they can help out with. So that particular help and a welcoming nature is something that you need to definitely look forward for. And moving on, the next fourth thing that you will have to do is check out their white paper. And this is very much important. A lot of them, in fact, do not check the white paper. They just believe in going ahead and verifying the tokenomics which are just mentioned on the website. One thing that you need to be very careful about, guys, is a recent example of the squid token that happened, right? So just to give you a quote, what they had mentioned as anti-dump mechanism on their website and white paper proved out to be an anti-sell mechanism altogether. So that's something that you need to be a little more careful about, because on the website it might say, okay, it's an anti-dump mechanism. Even here with Jetstar, it says anti-whale dump. But what is this anti-whale dump? So this anti-whale dump mechanism for Jetstar specifically is mentioned very clearly in the white paper. It is actually an additional tax of 15 or 20% that would be levied if you are selling more than 0.5 or 0.2 to 0.3% of the circulating supply. So that should be clearly defined, and those are the details that you need to definitely look out for in the white paper. A white paper should not just be containing information stating that, okay, this is the token and this is what is the tokenomics, whatever is there in the website. That should not be a white paper ideally. A white paper has its own value, and I wouldn't say it should be pages and pages together, but it should have certain information explained in a proper manner so that a layman understanding or trying to understand or get into the project should be able to figure out few things about what's mentioned. Now, a website can only contain presentable information and cannot contain detailed information always. The earlier website that they had, this is a newly designed website for Archangel, guys. The earlier website they had a lot of information in it. Even then, after the redesign has been done, you just still have a lot of information that you can go through in the website, and their white paper has hell lot of an information. The same goes with Jetstar as well. But do you think if the white paper does not contain adequate information or a detailed information of whatever is there in terms of paragraphs and paragraphs, does it make sense that it is a good project? Absolutely not. You can put in whatever information is available in Google. You can put whatever information is available on Wikipedia and just say that your white paper is around 20 pages and say that it is somewhat legit. It has 20 pages of white paper. Yeah, the information is quite good, but not quite actually. What you need to focus on are the important areas. The first and foremost being, take for example, Meals token. I'll just take out their white paper. Yeah. So each token's white paper is different. I wouldn't peg each token's white paper to compare with the other tokens or projects white paper, guys, because it's entirely on the utility. I'll compare these two white papers, one for Jetstar and one for Meals. Why is it that I'm doing this is to give you a picture of how you can actually approach the white paper and understand what is right and what is not. All you need in the detail in the information of the white paper is what is this token or the project all about, what is the contract details, if there is any liquidity lock and stuff. These things definitely add in a lot of trust. Then how is it that the project came into picture? A small information. Now this can be there, cannot be there, it's not a mandate, but it is good to have that people have a history in terms of understanding why this project was actually brought up, and then what is the details of what they want to do, how is it that it is going to work, what are the mechanisms, and then what is the objectives of the token, what are the project, what is it that they want to do in the future, and how is it going to pan out once the project is up and running. Then you have the tokenomics stuff, which is again available for you in the website as well. Now this Meals token has only around 9 slides or 8 slides of information. Is it enough? I would say definitely yes, because this token has no other concept apart from charity, right? The utility or the way that they bring out more and more value adds to the project by probably getting into gaming, getting into NFTs, that's all something that is not related directly to the Meals token. That's something that is adding as a feature for the upcoming expansion kind of a project, right? So, but what is the main feature of the token? It's charity and charity alone. So since this has a single token and a single purpose, is quite good. This is more than sufficient for me to run through all the information that's there. Now, when it comes to Jetstar, it's a totally different ball game, because Jetstar is an ecosystem that they have planned, and it's a 3 token project, right? So, and each token details need to be provided, each token tokenomics need to be provided, and that is how the detailing is given. Now, each one has their own way of detailing it, but all you need to look out for is the information is clearly visible for you, one, and second, is it explained in a manner that you can understand as a layman? That's as simple as that. And once you have any doubts regarding the white paper, regarding certain concepts that you cannot understand, I would strongly advise that you go down to the socials and ask them questions. Now that brings down to the next point where you have to go ahead and verify what the utility of the token is and ask questions around in the Telegram group or the Discord group or any other socials, and also ensure that the token is not running on pure hype. So a lot of tokens, like I said, as soon as you join, all people would be speaking of is just that the token is going to the moon, the token is going to the stars, but no one actually knows what the token or project is all about. I have been through certain groups and or probably those projects have been rug pulls. Mainly people FOMO into certain projects thinking that, okay, if I invest $1 today, it would become $10 tomorrow. And that's what a lot of projects which are scams promise you. They would say it will be going 100x, it will be going 1000x, it will be going 10,000x. But trust me, there should be some utility added, or there should be something that would drive the market cap, not just people purchasing it, right? So the token should have a purpose, the project should have a purpose. Think on those sides and also go ahead and verify them on the socials. The last and final point that I would actually go ahead and do as a pre-check is getting down to BAC scan and verifying the details of the wallets and whatever is the percentage of burns that they have mentioned in the tokenomics on their website or white paper, wherever it is, whether it is actually matching with what I can see here in BAC scan. So this is where I come down, I check the total supply, I check the total holders, I also verify if their transactions are actually purchases that have happened or is there any transfers that are there. So one red flag for me is if you take any project code that, okay, if it is like 10,000 holders and you have around 500,000 transfers, that's kind of a red flag. I'm not saying it's always a scam, but it's kind of a red flag because that only gives you an indication that there is a lot of internal transfers that have happened between the wallets rather than purchases. So that's something that you need to look out for. And if majority of them have happened for projects which are quite old, they would be from the marketing wallet. So if that is the scenario, yes, it is absolutely fine. But if the project is fairly new, say suppose there is no airdrop or initial launch that the project had, it was a fair launch that happened and people had to purchase the tokens, but you come down here to BAC scan and see that there are only 500 holders but there are 10,000 transfers, then that's something that you need to really dig deep into, because transfers will only happen when either there is an airdrop or when there is a transfer from certain kind of a payment through marketing wallet or anything as such, right? So that's the only way that you can see transfers happening for this particular contract. So that's something that you need to be a little careful about. I'm not saying you should be too much worried, but ask the questions, get the proper answers, and only after you are convinced with all these factors, then is when you can decide whether you have to invest or not. So quickly running through all the steps one by one. The first one would be your website. The second would be the socials. The third would be your white paper. The fourth would be your, checking the roadmap, the project details, whatever is information in the white paper, and also observing how they would actually go ahead and respond to you when you ask a question, or how the Telegram group or the Discord group is in terms of the community engagement. And also have to go ahead, check on BAC scan. These are the things that I would actually do. Now, the last and final point which I want to make is regarding the developer details. Now, few of the projects might have the dev team doxed, few of them might not have the entire dev team doxed or semi-doxed, and few of them might not have any of the dev team doxed at all. Would it be a red flag to say that the dev team is not doxed, so I wouldn't like to say that this project is legit? That's not the only criteria, but it is one of the criteria. That's it. According to me, doxing is something of, it's a personal choice if you ask me. If they feel like they want to go ahead and dox themselves, yes, you can go ahead and dox themselves in front of the world and tell that we are this and we are doing it, right? But there are certain people who do not wish to be doxed due to various reasons. It's again their own personal reasons. Certain people even get death threats because they have exited projects. As long as you have the fundamentals and utility for a token or a project mentioned very clearly and the team is working towards it, then that's a big plus that you will have to go ahead and look out for. So that's it for this video, guys. These are the things that you need to be really careful about, and please ensure these are simple steps that you can actually run through. It would hardly take half an hour to 1 hour duration of your time to just do this research. Do not directly go ahead and FOMO into any token without at least doing these basic steps. That's a genuine concern because lately there are a lot of people who are falling into scams. We saw what happened with the squid token, and a lot of people really did lose a lot of money, right? So, and that's hard-earned money for a few. People get into investments in crypto thinking of it can change their lives. It can truly change your lives, but you need to choose the right projects. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe, and hit the subscribe and the like button if you like my content, guys. Thank you so much once again. Have fun and take care.